Hello once again and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing. This week we're on episode 105.
105?
Yes, it is 105 because I double checked it. And we are talking about the King's Coronation today, which is really recent news.
Okay.
So stick around if you want to hear more. Why, hello there. This is Father and Sundays, and my name is Connor, and I am the son of Father and Sundays.
Hello, and this is David, and I am the father of Father and Sundays.
Who's the and?
We haven't decided yet.
And
have
who's
we?
the days?
I don't know. Doris
It's funny
Day.
because we're releasing this on a Sunday.
We are. That's why it's called that. That's why original.
Every now and then I feel like we
you
just
came
should
up with a
highlight
name.
that.
I didn't have nothing to do with the name.
No, I can't.
It sounds like you
and
did.
the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing was a temporary thing, and it's stuck.
It's
for
stuck
105
now.
episodes.
Has it though?
Yep.
Isn't it 104 episodes?
No, it's 105. This is 105.
Didn't you miss it off one week though?
What?
1 week you didn't say the
Yeah,
unexplicable.
but I said it
guide to-
twice last week.
Oh, right. So that makes up for it, does it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Great. Yeah. Well, it's currently about 5,000 degrees, isn't it?
No.
As we sit here.
Nope.
Is it not?
Nope.
What do you think it is?
25 degrees
Oh,
Celsius.
you just looked at. Oh, yeah. But that's quite hot, isn't it?
Depends where you are.
I'm sitting in your room.
If you're in an
with
oven,
the windows
that's actually
shut.
quite cold.
Well, I wouldn't normally sit in an oven.
It's not that
so
hot in this room.
maybe it's my age then.
Don't go taking your shirt off again like you
Don't
used
go
to.
taking your shirt off. Isn't that Elton Johnson?
It used to be warmer in the other room, the little room.
It
at the
did
front.
because obviously there was less air.
And less shirt for you.
Less shirt. I'm not going to take my shirt off. I've got a t-shirt on. I'm not going to do that. But I am very, very hot. How's your week been?
It's all right, thanks.
Is that it?
I can't remember anything that's happened.
Well, it's Father's Day last weekend.
Oh yeah, it was, isn't it?
Yeah,
Did you get anything nice?
I did actually. Yes, I got. We had a busy weekend, didn't we? I was off
Yeah,
running.
there's another busy weekend coming up.
A little bit
I don't
busy.
know when I'm going to relax, but carry on.
Well, you should be relaxing during these weekends as well. I mean, I get what you're saying. You like to have activities and some downtime. But, I mean, let's face it, we went round to the new in-laws on last Sunday and had a nice barbecue, and that should be relaxing.
Oh, it was lovely. It was lovely.
Okay.
But it
No,
wasn't restful.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Well, my weekend was very hectic.
Because you had to socialise. Sometimes I feel like my mental capacity wants for some time with lack of socialisation.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
well, you should sort of schedule some of that time in.
I tried to, but people plan things for Sundays.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I'm going to go back to last Sunday because there's loads that's happened last Sunday.
Do you want me to make the rewind noise?
No. So, you're going to do it anyway?
Yep.
Okay. So, last Sunday I did the 24-hour run for HARP, the charity HARP.
Except you took a really long break.
I didn't take a really long break. Well, basically, I had to go straight from work, so I got there and we was a team of 8. I pitched up my really impressive pop-up tent again. It made a comeback.
Had you been able to put it down?
Well, we can talk about that. I had actually put it down, and it was in its little round bag, which makes it really easy to carry about, which is quite nice. But, yes, it was a very, very hot and humid and stormy weekend, as it was the previous time we did it, and there was thunderstorms, which meant it got postponed for an hour or so.
Same as last year.
But last year it got postponed for quite a few hours, and it was quite. Again, I was sitting in my tent when I could hear the thunder and lightning over the top of me, and the water was coming.
What's happened to your voice?
I was getting a bit emotional about it.
Okay.
And the water was coming into the tent as it did last time as well. So it was all a bit, oh my God, here we go again. But it was a really good weekend. Exhausting though. And as per usual, when I finished, you've got to get all the stuff back to the car. I knew we were going out once I got back. And got fed up with trying to put it in the bag and ended up dragging it across the car park to my car and putting it in the back seat, where it stayed up until, I think, yesterday, when I actually took it out of the car and you expertly put it back in the bag.
Yesterday.
Or the day before, it might have
I was going to say,
been.
it went into the garage yesterday.
Okay. The day before then. Okay. Let's get the absolute detail right, because otherwise it's this story is going to be just nonsense.
Yeah, and then I put it in the bag for you.
But yes, you did put it in a bag for me, and you did it very, very well. But you're forgetting something that happened when I came back. It had already happened. We didn't just go round to Sam's mum and dad's for a barbecue. We had to take a little detour, didn't we?
Oh yeah, I'll be honest for a bit there, Dad. I switched off, but I'm back on track.
Wow! God, so insulting.
I'm back on track now. Well, I heard people like to fall asleep to this podcast, so
Yeah, but not you while we're doing it.
so anyway, maybe we should do that as an episode.
What, just to sleep?
Have a nap.
Well, I could do it. If you'd have done it last night, I could have got a couple of podcasts in. Anyway, go on.
So last weekend, I was sitting upstairs, and I was editing a podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
And I'm about to publish it and stuff like that. So I was editing a podcast, and I hear a Connor, yeah, help please.
Oh,
I said
dear.
the cats. I went. Oh. I said, you got a mouse? No.
It wasn't the next door neighbour, was it?
She goes, a pigeon. I go, what? And I go downstairs and I go out into the garden, and Maui, big cat, black cat, is over on the step, kind of looking. Moana's in Mum's arms.
By the way, for people who couldn't see Connor then, he went wide-eyed and put his arms out a little bit like claws. That's how Mary was looking when he went towards him.
Yeah. And but he was kind of still, and I was walking towards Maui, and there was this pigeon on the floor. I went, well, we need to get the cats in. And she was like, yeah. So she went, I just can't grab him. So I went, you grab little. I don't think she had a little cat at this point. So I said, you grab little cat, I'll grab big cat. So nicknames for them.
Yeah, we're really imaginative. We have nicknames for the cats.
So I grabbed big cat, and she grabbed little cat, and then put them indoors. And as I shut the door, I went, Mum, have you shut the cat? Lock the cat flap. She went, no, not yet. So I locked the cat flap. Shut the cats indoors. I went, right, what are we going to do about this pigeon? I went, is it okay? And it just kind of froze there for a while. And then we're just like, well, I don't really know what to do. So should I try and pick it up? I went, we'll try and pick it up. We'll try and put it somewhere. So I went inside, got my hoodie on, because I was thinking probably best to wear an extra layer of clothing whilst trying to pick up a pigeon. Went back out after a while.
Something that's a standard then? You have to put an extra layer of clothing on if you're going to handle a pigeon?
Well, I was wearing a short sleeve t-shirt.
Oh, you're thinking about an attack of some sort?
Well,
a revenge attack?
Not an attack, more of like an accident.
Ah, I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
What, that accident, like fluid accident?
Would you just let me continue with my story?
Okay, sorry, just go. I just wanted to know. I wasn't here. Go on.
Anyway, so I go to put this hoodie on, go back outside. Cats are really banging the door. It's like bang, 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 bang on the cat flap. You know what they're like.
Yeah.
Pigeons!
So
yeah. So I go outside and I start to slowly walk behind this pigeon, and it just kind of waddles off and then waddles downstairs, steps in the garden, and it goes towards the shed, and there's a gap next to the shed, and I'm thinking it's going to walk behind the shed, but I can already see its like left wing is hanging down a bit, so I'm thinking, what's going on with its wing? So I decide to back off, because otherwise it's going to work behind the shed and we're not going to get it back. We go in, me and Mum, and we kind of just leave like a box out there for a bit of shelter if it needs to, or whatever. And we leave it for a while, and we're a bit like, I'm going to be honest with you. So, like, we don't know what to do. A little bit of us was also kind of hoping that we didn't know if it was going to survive anything.
Yeah.
And we kind of hope, part of us was a little bit like, if something takes it away and eats it, it's not the end of the world, as long as it's not our cats.
Wow, okay.
So anyway, night falls.
Could I just ask a supplementary question? The box you put out there, was you hoping it was going to get into the box and rest?
Yes.
Did it?
No.
Okay. Just asking a question.
Okay. So night falls.
Night falls.
Not like the Adele song, which is Skyfall.
Yeah.
And the James Bond film.
Yeah.
So anyway, night falls. We go, I wonder if it's because we like look out there at one point and just see it waddling across the garden. And there's a massive seagull on the roof of the house, by the way, but luckily it can't land in the garden to pick it up. And we kind of like, and I just see it near the bushes and stuff as it gets a bit darker. But as it gets really dark, like to the point you can't really see much out there, me and Mum go out there with Mum's torch, and it's just like huddled next to a bush. I'm like, oh, that's rather sad. But anyway, after a while, we go in, we go to bed, we sleep overnight. Next morning, Mum comes into my room and looks out my window. And she went, oh, I can't see it. She was expecting to see like feathers swirl across the grass. And all of a sudden this pigeon waddles across the grass. So it's still out there. It's still fine.
I'm surprised something didn't get it in the night.
But anyway, after a while, like long story short, it's really a long story. So
I was going to say, it's the longest pigeon story I've ever heard.
Still rather long, but shorter than what it could be.
Yeah.
We go out there with the cat box. We try and encourage it inside the cat box because Mum's been on the phone. She tried to call the vets, but they weren't open. She's mentioned on Facebook about what to do. People suggested go to a rehabilitation centre or rehabilitation place rather than going to vets because the vets would just euthanize it. We're like, okay. Try and get it into this box. Mum speaks to this person. On our way to our in-laws, we drop it off at this person who looks at it, lifts up its wing and goes, oh, it's just a bit bruised and maybe a bit scratch underneath, but it'll be fine and make a full recovery. So yeah, we rescued a pigeon. And we called it Hey Hey because if you've watched the film Moana...
I didn't know it would have been named.
Hey Hey is the chicken, and Maui, the character in Moana, tries to eat Hey Hey.
Yes.
So Maui, our cat, tried to eat the pigeon.
Get it? I understand the rationale behind calling it Hey Hey now.
Oh, it's a really long and boring story, though.
I was living it with you. I
almost fell asleep.
It's nice
again.
that people are out there that do this sort of thing as well, and get these birds, because most people with pigeons, they wouldn't even bother. If it was another sort of bird,
wood pigeon.
It was a wood pigeon.
Yeah.
Okay.
One made out of wood.
Yeah. Well, Maui's got a wood pigeon before, hasn't he? And he tried to drag it into the through the cat flap, and it wouldn't fit. It was so big, so he killed that one. Well, that's a lovely little story, but it had a good ending to it because apparently now we've been sent a few pictures of the Hey Hey on holiday.
No, we haven't. This is all a lie.
And we know that he's doing well. So, do we know it's a female or male? Do we?
No, you don't know with pigeons.
Do you not?
They have a clacula. Clacka, that's it. They have a clacka.
I thought that was
and
their
their penis only comes out.
Oh my God, this is.
But I've noticed there's many pigeons outside trying to have intercourse. And yeah.
God, that sounded so strange how you put that. Okay, right. And just to say, on the end of that weekend, it was
a lovely
Father's
weekend.
Day. It was a lovely, busy weekend, and you were very kindly. I got a couple of cards from you guys, and very kindly got
you
a
only
present.
Got one card from me.
Yeah, I got a present, which is you're taking me to the Harry Potter studios, which is going to be really good fun. So we'll organise that. That'll be great.
How was it gifted to you?
It was gifted to me as a ticket, and when I came in from my run,
a ticket to what?
You were running ticket
for what?
To the. To Harry Potter.
It looked like something else. But
it looked like a train ticket.
For what?
For Harry Potter.
For what?
What do you mean? What?
The train ticket for what train?
The Hogwarts Express.
There you go. Thank you.
Oh God, that was traumatic. Yeah, which you'd actually made, which looked really good. So that's.
And I told you to go away whilst I made it.
You did, which was really nice on Father's Day.
You can go away.
You did. Yeah, you could go away. Thanks. You alluded to the fact my car's in the garage.
Yep.
Rather sad this week. I was driving back. Funny enough, tent still in the back of the car.
That's what I wondered, whether it was still in the back seat, because that must have been weird for the policeman.
Well, it was. What happened was I broke down on quite a busy road near us. It was really embarrassing. I was halfway in the road. It was causing all sorts of problems.
Road.
People were getting really irate with me, and I couldn't do anything about it. And then a policeman turned up while I was trying to arrange for a tow out of there or someone to come and fix my car. Police turned up. Great. He turned up in his car. He said, tried it out. He said, best thing we can do is I'll get in it, try it out. Right, okay. He said, what? I don't think we're going to be able to push it up a hill. We'll have to push it back and then it can go up the grass and I can get it right on there. I said, yeah, that'd be brilliant. He did that, although all the time he did glance in the back, and in the back was a pop-up tent, which was popped up.
The same pop-up tent from earlier.
That I still hadn't bothered taking out my car, so you could tell he was a little bit curious about that. He managed to get the car up onto the side and then checked my details with the station. He did
Arrested you.
Well, he did say at one, but I explained this to you the other day, and I said to you that he said, "I'm just going to move my police car," and you said, "What?" And I said, He said, "I'm just going to move my police car." And you said, "I bet he didn't actually say police car." And then we said, no. He probably doesn't refer it to his police car.
Did the fireman come along and said, "I'm just going to move my fire engine.
My fire truck. I'm just going to go and get my fire truck." No, he said, "Yes, I'll just move my police car, my car."
And then what he does is he leaves out the window and go, no.
And but he was very helpful, young bloke, very helpful. Put my car on the side, then let me fend for myself.
I reckon that paramedics refer to it as ambulance. I'm just going to move my ambulance.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound so bad, does it?
No. Fire engine's the funny one as well.
Fire engine, yeah. We'd have to find out. We'd have to interview someone and find out if they actually refer to them as that. Unfortunately, bad end to this. It's going to cost me an absolute fortune to fix my car, but let's not dwell on that.
So if that is the case, remember you could buy stuff from fatherandsundays.com.
Yeah. In fact, could you buy a lot of merchandise as soon as possible, please? Because I've got to make a lot of money up to actually get this done.
Or you can get... we've never sold it, but there is a Plus membership without adverts. So they could get that as well.
Yeah, if you could do that.
A lot of people have to do that.
Yeah, okay. Well, any help will be greatly appreciated.
Father and Sundays present Things You Didn't Know That Happened Ages Ago.
In 1942, the Polish army came across an abandoned brown bear cub on the side of the road, which they adopted as a mascot and named it Wojtek. The bear used to wrestle with the soldiers and imitate them by smoking and drinking. When the time came to board a ship home, the bear was denied as it was against rules to carry a mascot. To get round this, they enlisted the bear into the army as a private, where he thrived, even getting a promotion to corporal at one stage. He eventually retired and lived out the remainder of his life in Edinburgh Zoo.
Right. It actually feels like... so we're a fair bit into the podcast.
Yeah.
And we've not once really, apart from the intro, mentioned the king or his coronation.
Oh, was that what we're supposed to be talking about?
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about my tent.
Yeah, well, that's next week's episode.
Oh, little tip before we get on to the coronation. If you've got a tent in the back seat of your car, this is like a public information service here, and it's really hot, so you've got all the windows down, right? Don't drive too fast, because I did that and it was like an inside-out dragster. I had to quickly get the windows up because it absolutely ballooned in the back of my car, so I couldn't see anything. Anyway, that's just in case you do that.
Thank you.
The King's coronation.
Yes. So let's take ourselves back to whenever it was.
It was the 6th
May,
of May.
wasn't it? It was May.
It's the 6th of May.
So it's now the 6th of May. It's now. It's
well,
not
now let's take it back a little bit further than that, maybe, because the Queen died on the 8th of September. Yes, she did. That's the whole point. Right, she died on the 8th of September 2022, aged 96, which meant Charles became king that day.
Why did you seem upset by it?
Well, I was upset when the Queen died. We've
you
talked
made
about
us
this.
upset about the king being king.
Well, he was a little bit upset. I felt really sorry for him, actually, because I know that their lives are completely different from ours, but that was his mum, and his mummy, as he called her.
Mummy.
And he had to address the nation and start to go through with all the formalities when he was grieving. You know, it must have been really, really difficult for him.
He got angry at the pen?
Did he get angry at the pen?
He got angry at a pen.
Did he?
Get the pen away.
Get the pen away. Well, you can give him that, I think. So at that point, he became king. But then I never understand. I mean, I know that it takes a lot to organise the sort of thing that we're talking about, a coronation. But it's a long, long while afterwards. So he became king
It was
on the
less
8th
than
of
a year.
September.
It's about 8 months after.
Yeah, but that seems like a long while to actually organise a party, really, doesn't it?
Well, they had to organise a funeral first.
Well, that's very true. That is very true. But, it seems like... I don't know. When they said, the coronation, I was thinking straight away after that. Because, obviously I wasn't alive when for the coronation of the Queen. No, I'm not that old, Connor.
You look it.
Thanks very much.
That's okay.
That's very kind of you. Happy Father's Day.
It's not Father's Day anymore.
It was.
I can say whatever I want.
All right, thanks. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of talk about it, wasn't there? There was a lot of people a bit divided about whether they should be spending a huge amount of money on it and all this sort of stuff about...
What, the coronation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the funds have been put aside years prior, to be fair.
Yeah.
It is one of those things that, should it be spent, how much of that is coming out the government funding, in fairness? A lot of it comes out the royal funding, but where does the royal funding come from? It comes from the government. Similarly, who pays for the police?
And their police cars. Yeah.
And police cars, yeah.
Do they pay for the fire engines as well?
Have you paid for my fire engine?
Have you paid for my fire engine? It's that big red one. So...
Have you seen my fire engine?
I didn't see...
Very big wheels.
I only saw the highlights of the coronation.
I watched it.
All the goals and that.
Yeah.
But
I was ill.
You was you?
Yeah.
Was that part of our...
This is why we didn't release an episode.
That was very true.
Because I was very ill.
But you watching it, weren't you?
Yes.
And there was a lot of pomp and ceremony, as always with things in Britain when we do these things. And I think around the world, people like that. I mean, you don't always get that in other countries because they haven't got the history. Because every single little detail seems to be really important, to what they're wearing, to the order they do things, for where they pass, where they go to, and everything else. It all seems to be meticulously thought out. And every single element, as I say, means something in history. Yeah,
it absolutely does. I mean, it's one of these things that it was interesting to watch because you're almost watching history again, like stuff that's not been recorded before. There's a lot of it that seems a little bit pointless.
All right. Okay.
Like, as in, he gets handed... and there's a lot of it's like... It doesn't actually mean anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, it's just this is tradition, so this is what... Like,
so it doesn't feel like it's relevant now.
Like, in fairness, I get the point of it. I get the fact that he's sitting on an ancient throne, and I get the point there's a massive rock underneath. But... and he gets given, like, these different swords, and puts them back down again, and he has to touch, like, some things...
Spoons.
Yeah, there is a silver spoon, isn't there?
Is there?
There is a spoon, isn't there? I think.
I don't. I think you might have drifted off into some fever halfway
I think
through.
There was a silver spoon.
There was I'm going to look it up.
He was born with it in his mouth, wasn't he?
Yeah, very good. Yes.
No, but I think there was a spoon or something. Anyway, this feels like something you should have researched. Anyway, all this kind of stuff happened, and I kind of get the point from people's perspective of why is all this happening? There's a lot happening here for not really much gain.
Well, yes, and
it was a party atmosphere.
There was a huge amount of because I wondered how people would take it, because there's for people who don't live in this country, there's a love for some of the there's an awful lot of people, or there's a portion of people that don't believe in royalty and think it's a waste of time.
I think they believe in it. I think they just don't.
No, they think
they know they're there.
Made up. No, it's a figment of our imagination. But there's a group, or there's a people that
wish Prince Andrew was a figment of our imagination.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. But really wanted, and I heard people say this, when the Queen eventually dies, we don't want Charles as the king. We'll go straight to William. Well, that's not how it works. And, it's just that there's a love for the younger royals that there isn't, or some of them, that there isn't for some of the older ones. But, he is the king. he has to deal with that. As I say, the only reason he gets the gig is because his mum's died, which I think is quite a sad sort of situation to be in, but he handled it well.
What happens when you die?
What happens when I die?
Yeah, what happens to me when you die?
You become me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do I have to start up a podcast with someone else?
Well, you got to hurry up. Meet a special person, have a son, and so that we can.
What if I have a daughter?
Well, you can. That's not a problem.
But it won't make sense. There's no such.
Well, you might have
day
to
as a daughter day.
Yeah, but you might have to change the name of the podcast.
Father and child.
But it would still be a succession of handing over my crown as the king of podcasts to you to then take that forward.
If I have a son,
a lot of responsibility.
If this podcast goes on long enough, and I have a
this
son,
particular one,
this particular one, and I have a son, and will we rename it Grandfather and Father and Sundays?
Yes, definitely.
And I will be the father of Father and Sundays, and you'll be grandfather of Father and Sundays. You'll be the grandfather of Grandfather of Father and Sundays, and there will be a son.
Yeah,
but
good
he'll
idea.
have to get to the age of which he can record a podcast.
Yeah, because it's no point when they can't speak. Although it might be an improvement. The procession went
like the sleep episode
from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Abbey. But it was scaled down, wasn't it? It was scaled down.
I'm not saying I'm against the coronation, by the way. I think I should clarify that. I did watch all of it. I thought it was impressive. But I do understand the arguments of what's the point in some of this.
Yeah, fair enough. It was a quite big deal in this country. Quite a big deal around the world as well.
Big deal for the military.
A very big deal for the military, and the people were chosen as being part of the ceremony as well. There's many countries in the Commonwealth. Obviously, there are countries continually now to want to break away from the Commonwealth, and he seems to be quite supportive of that.
Mm-hmm.
I nearly called him Prince Charles and King Charles. And he does seem to be taking forward. He's got a lot of ideas of things. He knows that he can't speak as he used to about particular issues.
He's urged like the other ones to do that, though,
yeah,
isn't he?
so I think he's handed that down to William as to say, take it on. So he becomes King Charles III. So that means
the third of his name.
Yes, Queen Camilla. She was Queen Consort when the Queen died, but now she's
she can
Queen
go by
Camilla.
Queen Camilla or Queen Consort.
Yeah. So that means Prince William, who was the Duke of Cornwall, he's still a Duke of Cornwall, I think, but he's the Prince of Wales as well, and heir apparent. That's what you are. You're heir apparent.
Apparently.
Yeah. Princess Catherine was formerly the Duchess of Cambridge, which I think she still continues with that, but again, is the Princess of Wales.
Did you say he's the Duke of Cornwall?
Yes.
Isn't he the Duke of Cambridge?
Yes, probably. I probably got that wrong. So, thanks for...
Who is the Duke of Cornwall? Is it still him?
I don't know. I think they carry on with their... I think the big deal was that the Prince Charles, when he was Prince Charles, he was the Prince of Wales, and that's been handed down now to William to take.
Who's the Duke of Edinburgh?
That was the Queen's husband.
Yeah, but who's the Duke of Edinburgh now?
I don't think there is one.
All right.
There may be. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
He is the Duke of Cornwall, though, Prince William.
Oh, there you go, then.
And should I Google who the Duke of Edinburgh is?
You can do, if you really want to.
I do want to.
What do you know about our new king? Do you know much about him?
Doesn't appear to necessarily have one. What do I know about the new king? He's grown into his ears a bit.
Yeah.
He's got lovely sausage fingers.
Oh, right, okay. Well, he was born on the 14th of November 1948. He's male. He married Diana Spencer in 1981, but got divorced in 1996. Now, that's something I remember. I remember the royal weddings were a massive deal. Obviously, they had two children, William and Henry.
Yep.
Obviously, they don't call him Henry; they call him Harry.
He goes by Harry. Yep.
Yeah, he had a
It's a
military.
bit like he doesn't go by William. He goes by Willie.
Willie, Katie, yes.
Get Willie.
Yeah. He had a military career in the Royal Navy and Royal Air Force. I think he was. I was going to say frogman then, but it's a diver. Basically, that's what they called him. But he's a trained diver.
I've got a fear of frogs, so you shouldn't say that.
No. I think he's. I don't know if he can fly. Maybe.
No, I don't think people can fly.
No, I've imagined that.
This bird you're thinking of, that's a pigeon.
Okay, right. No, I thought it was him. Right. He then married Camilla in 2005. A Scorpio, King Charles would be extremely deep and emotional person who is intense in everything he does, and I think that's probably quite true. He's very interested in green projects and has been against some modern architecture. For instance, he once described a proposed extension to the National Gallery as a monstrous carbuncle on the face of a much-loved and elegant friend. So, I mean, that sounds a bit weird, that statement, but he has come out and been, well, I don't know about controversial, but he certainly spoke his mind. And it was really strange to hear him say that he understands that he no longer can do that. That's a weird thing to think about, and taking up the role.
Impartial, aren't they?
Yeah, but
because like this is the thing. Like,
He
the Queen
obviously
was a West
can't
Ham supporter, but she couldn't.
make it known about it. Yeah, and I wonder if he's taken up that role as well as a.
I wonder if Prince William is going to have to stop being an Aston Villa supporter when he becomes king. And this is a thing as well. So something to consider is a good chance that in my lifetime I could see 2 more coronations.
Right. So okay. So we know he was born in 1948.
I reckon you'll see at least 1 more.
Potentially. Potentially I would. Yeah, hopefully I would. If he lives as long as his mother, then he's got a few years yet.
Because
But
William
yes,
is younger than you.
William is younger than me. It surprises me actually that I always think of them as being really young, but they're not. They're getting on a
he's
bit now.
balding now.
He's Claire Balding now.
Yeah, he's Claire Balding now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is that what
Loves
happens
horses,
after?
yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. That's also one of the things is Claire Balding is a previous royal, but
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
she keeps changing.
Did you know he can play the guitar, piano, and cello, although not all at once? He's also
rather disappointing.
He's also a classically trained singer. See, I
Can you
didn't
do
know
that at the same
about him.
time as playing the recorder?
I imagine he can do that. Although if you're a classically trained singer, you probably don't sing along to the piano or guitar or cello. I don't think you sing along to the cello anyway.
Brightside.
Yeah, something like that.
Like that.
Oh, it's weird. He has a frog named after him, an Ecuadorian tree frog called Hyloskirtus Prince Charlesy. Did you know that?
Nope.
Well, now you do. Oh, and I've already covered this. He's a qualified diver and can speak Welsh, which I think, is quite good considering he was the Prince of Wales. I hope William has started to learn Welsh.
The Prince of Wales is something that they hoped that title would have been given back to Wales.
You reckon?
No, that's what the Welsh hoped. Because the Prince of Wales thing was taken as a title and given to the royalty as almost like a screw you.
Right.
Like we're in control now, so we're now the Prince of Wales.
Yeah.
So by the fact that it's still going on is a little bit of like a just
kick in the teeth.
Let them have their title back.
All right. I didn't realise that was a contentious issue.
It is.
Thank you for bringing that up.
It's all right.
He is an animal lover. I've only got a couple more things about him now. He's an animal lover, but especially the red squirrels in his Scottish estate, which many of them he has named, which I think is brilliant. Because if I had red squirrels in my estate, I would name them. You're going to do an impression of him now.
This one is Jimmy. Hello, Jimmy.
Wow, that sounded like someone else that you do an impression of.
But he passed away.
Bilbo. Do you think Bilbo sounds like King Charles III?
No, because Bilbo's more like... No, I didn't do an impression of Bilbo. That was actually Bilbo on the podcast, so I can't really do that voice.
Oh,
again.
right, okay,
Sorry, I can't. He can't do the voice anymore because he's not alive.
Fair enough. Did you know, though, these red squirrels in his Scottish estate, which he has named, he lets roam freely in his house?
Well, yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. I mean, that's not a normal thing to do, is it?
When you name a pet, you let them in.
Right. But apparently Prince William loves this. He thinks it's great.
Prince William loves it.
Yeah. He loves the fact that his dad lets the red squirrels into the estate and then he names them and they can run about freely. I'll just say a little bit of information about Prince William then. You know, did I say Prince William before?
You did, yeah. No.
Right.
What? What's this podcast about
And
again?
my final thing is
tense.
that he's got size 10 feet.
Same as me.
Yeah, exactly.
But he looks little.
He does look little, and it's strange this
How
because
tall is he?
I wrote he's 5'10".
Oh, it's the same height as me, so
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. He looks average height.
Right, because I thought he was quite small.
I think it's William's really tall.
And I even mentioned it in the song I've written about him. But he isn't actually that short. Someone told me once that they went to a garden party where he was, and he is really small. So they lied to me. Lisa, if you're listening to this, you lied to me. Because he isn't. He's of average height.
Oh.
Yeah. So that kind of messes that up. But there you go. Size 10 feet, 5'10". Bob's your uncle. He's the same as you.
Sorry, I'm just checking the height thing.
Oh, just in case I'd given you wrong information.
No, not for that. Apparently he's 1.78 metres.
Yeah, which is 5'10".
But Harry's 1.86. Prince William is 1.91, but Princess Diana was 1.78 as well.
Yes, so Princess Diana was quite a statuesque woman. And so I think the boys have taken after her and exceeded her height, which happens in some families.
I'm taller than Mum.
I know you are. So you get your height from me, not your mum. Right?
Yeah.
That's what my point is. You can get it from one side of the family or the other
yeah,
side.
because we're the same height.
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah,
We
exactly.
are the
But I've
same
got
height.
bigger feet than you, which is weird.
No. Only
I've
one
got a
of
bigger
them.
foot than you, which is weird. Weird for two reasons. You don't take after me, and I've got 1 foot bigger than the other.
And I'm hairier than you. I take after my mother in that sense.
Yeah, the beard and everything. Yeah, that's your mum.
Yeah. So you hinted previously towards a song about King Charles' height.
It's not purely about King Charles' height. It's about...
It's heavily inspired by King Charles' height.
I wouldn't say it's heavily inspired by it.
Majorly.
I mentioned, I don't know if I altered it or not, but I was going along the premise that he's quite a short man. But no, it's about people's attitude towards him and the emotional roller coaster of becoming king.
What's it called?
It's called
Old Charlie.
Oh Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. That's a police car I heard in the background.
Yeah.
That's a policeman.
We probably
in his
could have got
police
away
car.
with it because I don't think the mic would have picked it up.
Well, sorry, I did. So, yeah, this is called Oh Charlie. Oh Charlie, it's all so bittersweet. You were happy being prince in the shadow of the Queen of Queens. Oh Charlie, you're walking in her shoes. You've got so much to lose, not knowing if the country's with you. He's not like us, he's quite well spoken. His ears look like a taxi with the doors wide open. He's quite petite, looks like your favourite uncle. He hates some buildings, thinks they look like huge carbuncles. But here's the thing, long live the king.
Oh Charlie, your queen is called Camilla. In a sea of troubled waters, she's the firm hand on your tiller. Oh Charlie, your sons they barely speak, and their wives they hate each other, and your brother's paws don't leak. He's not like us, he's quite well spoken. His ears look like a taxi with the doors wide open. He's quite petite, looks like your favourite uncle. He hates some buildings, think they look like huge carbuncles. But here's the thing, long live the king. Like us, he's quite well spoken. His ears look like a taxi with the doors wide open. He's quite petite, looks like your favourite uncle. He hates some buildings, think they look like huge carbuncles. But here's the thing, long live the king. Charlie, now that you are king, don't forget the things that make this country like no other.
Game time.
Woohoo! Andrew's hands don't sweat. Now onwards with a game.
Andrew's hands don't sweat. He's yes. Let's onwards with a game. So the game this week is, you'll be surprised to know, a multiple choice quiz, and all about. It's called the Coronation quiz, but you know it's about King Charles III. I still find it hard. I have to stop and remember that, because I've known him personally as Prince Charles for so long.
You know him personally?
Yeah, that now I've got to get used to.
You're looking forward
his
to having
new
money on his
pronoun.
face, isn't it?
Huh?
Money will be.
I
on
saw
his
some
face.
stamps. I saw something with his
He'll be facing the other way, won't he?
What?
On the stamp.
Back to like looking behind him, like the back of his head.
You know, it's
Right,
a profile.
why?
It's
Yeah.
a side profile. The
Yeah.
Queen had a side profile facing right.
Yes,
He'll
and
have a
these
side
ones are
profile
facing
facing left.
left. Yeah,
It
and I saw
alternates,
them
doesn't it?
today. I saw them today because I was standing at the door and I suddenly realised that it was his profile on the
Yeah.
picture. Anyway,
So before we move on, though, you had the quiz there, and you realised you had a blank page.
I did have a blank
What
page.
did you call it?
I
Off
called it-
recorded?
The Blank of England?
You were quite happy with it, weren't you?
I was, but it's by no means original.
Was it not? Where'd you steal it from?
I think I remember it from a Spike Milligan book where there was a page and it was just blank and it just said the Blank of England on it. I think I did anyway, but it's good stuff anyway. Right, would you like to play my sting?
Oh, yes. Shall I do it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand in reverence for the one and only Titan of Trivia, His Royal Highness King Quiz the Second.
What a lovely sting.
Thank you.
I just listened to it.
Yeah.
And nothing happened.
Really?
Yep, I just played it out loud and It was 24 seconds of silence.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go and have a look
Do you
at that
reckon
then.
you'll fix that before we edit the podcast?
I think I'm probably going to have to. I did ask you to check this beforehand. All right. Okay. Anyway, what a fantastic thing.
I'm sure it was great.
Yes, it will be there. Question 1. King Charles has a love of music, specifically of a classical genre, although he is also a big fan of which famous singing trio? So is it
AJR.
A, the Bee Gees? Is it B, the 3 Degrees? Or is it C, N-Dubs?
I'm going to be honest. I can't think of a single song by N-Dubs.
Really?
And
They're the ones.
I don't know who 3 Degrees are.
They're the ones that I'd have thought you'd have known about.
I know about them, but I can't think of a single song. Can you tell me a song by N-Dubs?
No.
Okay. Bee
There's that
Gees.
rappy, singy one that they do. The Bee Gees. That is incorrect. It's
Is
the
it
3
3
Degrees.
Degrees? I don't know who that is.
Oh, well, then you better find out, haven't you? Question 2. See if you get
What did they
fair.
sing? What
Did
did
you
3
see
Degrees sing?
other songs? It's a
Do
bit.
you know any?
No, I don't know the Bee Gees.
But this
I know
makes
they
it really
are.
hard, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't, because I didn't sing a song to you and say who's that by.
Yeah, no, I know, I get that. But you've thrown in ones that...
I can't think for the
unknown.
minute what the 3 Degrees
How many
sung.
people are in N-Dubs?
3.
How many people are in Bee Gees?
3.
Just making sure.
Well, not anymore.
No, because one of them's dead.
2 of them are dead.
Two of
There's
them are
only
dead.
one of them left.
There's only one
I
Bee
don't.
Gees.
They're the G.
It's just a Bee Gee.
Right? No, I don't know that they're the Bee Gees anymore. Anyway, and there's the 3 of them in the 3 Degrees.
And why do they sing with such high voice?
Well, the Bee Gees, they didn't used to. I don't know. I did read somewhere about it, but I've forgotten again. Right, question 2. Have you forgotten this? How tall is our new monarch?
Oh,
Is
it's
he
interesting
A?
that you
Is he
discussed
A? I know. I just looked at it. Is he A? 5'8". Is he B? 5'9", or is he C? 5'10".
Well, some would think that since in the song you claimed he was petite, it might be 5'8". But I'm going to go with 5'10" as his average height.
That is correct. Question 3. King Charles owns an Aston Martin, which was given to him on his 21st birthday by his mum. But what is unusual about it?
Oh, I know the answer.
Is it A, it runs on wine? Is it B, it has 2 ejector seats? Or is it C, it was widened especially for then Prince to accommodate his ears?
Wow. It's clearly C, but I'm going to go with A.
It
That
does runs on
wine.
English wine. Not any old wine.
Italian
English
wine.
no.
How about French wine?
No,
Australian
English
wine?
English wine, purely English wine,
Spanish wine?
which I think is
Scottish
produced in one
wine.
of the royal gardens.
Scottish wine?
No, well, maybe, but no, it's English. It's actually English. Question 4. Which
Welsh
one of
wine.
these? Shut up. Question 4. Which one of these is not one of King Charles's names? A. Terence. B. Arthur. C. Philip.
A. Terence.
That is correct.
That's my mood. Well, it's not my middle name, but...
Oh yeah, that's where I'd heard it before.
yeah.
That was my dad's name.
My middle name's Terry.
Question
your dad.
5. In
And
2000,
also David's name.
it is. Question 5. I forget that sometimes. Yeah. Question 5. In 2003, the then Prince Charles sent what to rock star Ozzy Osbourne as a get well present?
The bat.
Was it A, a goat? Was it B, a rubber bat? Or was it C, a bottle of scotch?
B. A rubber bat.
It was C, a bottle of scotch,
That's
which
close.
was a bit out of order because the reason he wasn't well, he was a recovering alcoholic.
Was he actually?
Yes. Question 6. Oh, I went into...
Yeah, we done 5 already.
Oh, that is bizarre. I suddenly strayed into an accent then, and then I've just didn't notice what question it was. Question 6.
Is this actually question 6?
King
We already done 5.
Charles. Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
Count them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go.
Just making sure.
King Charles is a distant relative of which of these historic tyrants? A. Attila the Hun, B. Vlad the Impaler, or C. Adolf Hitler?
Vlad the Impaler.
It is Vlad the Impaler. And I found
Not
out...
Brad the Inhaler.
Not Brad the Inhaler. I found out recently he has a house or a property in Transylvania, Prince Charles, which he's keeping. He's got rid of some of the others, but that's one of the ones. He's a retreat for him that he's keeping. That's a bit bizarre, isn't it? And because we said we had conspiracy theories once, and one of the conspiracy theories was that he was a vampire. It's all coming together.
Very, very interesting.
Question 7.
Let's do the count thing.
King Charles is a published author, but what is the title of the book he wrote for his younger brother Edward? Is it A Prince's Guide to Biscuits? Is it B? Is it B, The Old Man of Loch Nagar? Or is it C, The Prince and the Porcupine?
Well, The Prince and the Porcupine is a very good book, but it wasn't written by Prince.
Was it not? Who wrote that?
Charles. It was written by me.
Oh, yes, I remember.
It's very good. He goes, and then he gets cut off because he passes out. Anyway, The Man of Loch Nagar.
Nougat.
Yeah.
Are you going with the old man of Loch Nougat, as in nugget? Is that what you go for?
Yeah.
That's incorrect. It's B, the old man of Loch Nagar.
That's what I meant.
Question
That's what I
8.
meant. That's what I meant.
Question 8. What does the king wear in...
I like the Prince's Guide to Biscuits.
What does the king wear in bed? Is it A, gold thread silk pyjamas? Is it B, Marks and Spencer's standard men's pyjamas? Or is it C, nothing?
B, Marks and Spencer's standard men's pyjamas.
I wish that was the answer. It is in fact nothing. With all those squirrels. All those squirrels like just racing about willy-nilly. And
Let's hope not.
Right.
What? How do we know this?
I presume he's been interviewed and spoken about.
I prefer to sleep with my todger out.
Right, wow. Another fabulous impression. Question 9, the penultimate question. When Prince Philip...
Question, though. What's going on?
Well, I can recap them all, but they're there. When Prince Philip first saw his newly born son Charles, he described him as looking like... A
taxi with the doors wide open.
A plum pudding, B, like the FA Cup, or C, like a baboon's backside.
Oh, I could picture. What was the first one?
Plum pudding, the FA Cup, or a baboon's backside.
So the FA Cup is in reference to his ears, and I don't think that's going to be what he said. I could picture Philip saying a baboon's backside, but a plum pudding sounds more Prince-like. A plum pudding.
That is correct. If he'd have said a baboon's backside, he wouldn't have been so polite as that, would he? Yes, he said he looked like a plum pudding, and then he went. He left and went somewhere else. And I think I read somewhere that Prince Charles, King Charles, when he was Prince Charles, was the first English monarch to be at the birth of his child, be actually present at the births of his children.
He wasn't a monarch.
Yeah, but, you know, that's detail, isn't it? Question...
I think, because if you're saying English monarch, I'm pretty sure the Queen was there for the birth of her children.
Yeah. I'll come back to that one. Question 10. At the King's christening, he was doused with what as part of the ceremony? This is the last question. Was he doused with champagne, Was he doused with water from a river, or was he doused with Evian?
Water from a river.
He wasn't like, she didn't have a champagne bottle on a rope and swing it and smash it against his head.
Why? Is that where you're implying?
No, I wasn't there.
Why would someone douse it in champagne? That's French.
Okay. Well, it was B, water from a river, from the River Jordan, the supposed site of Jesus' baptism. So I think they were gifted that at one point, some water from the river, and it was kept and used at his christening.
What's the pain? It was just tap water.
Probably tap water. They probably drunk the other
That's
bit.
what happened to Dasani. That's why we don't have Dasani water in this country anymore, because people found out it was tap water, which is fine.
What water?
Dasani.
What's Dasani?
It's a brand of water.
Oh, was it?
It was, yeah.
It was.
Well, it kind of still is
Bit
in
like
America.
Peckham
It still is in
Springs.
America.
Yeah.
No, not like Peckham Springs. Although Peckham Springs was... Actually, that's quite funny, because Peckham Springs, they were doing it, and that's why people... It was around the same time, that's why people were so against it being tap water, because of Peckham Springs' storyline on Only Fools and Horses.
Yep.
That storyline kind of screwed over Coca-Cola,
Did it?
because they're the ones that make Dasani.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, they should have known better, shouldn't they?
Now they've got smart water.
Yeah, well, that's a load of old nonsense, isn't it? Right,
What?
and that is the end of my coronation quiz.
You didn't say my little...
My little coronation quiz.
All right, thank you very much.
So well done. You
Thank
got
you.
quite a few of those
I got
right.
100%.
I don't think you got 100%,
I
but
tried 100% of the time.
you certainly remembered
The height.
his height, and which I was a bit touch and go because you seem to be drifting in and out of the previous bit.
Yeah, I'm a bit tired.
Bit tired. You're always tired. Okay, so still don't know what we're going to do next week because at the moment we're catching up on some of the podcasts we were unable to
Record.
put out and record.
And also, you may have noticed that the social medias are behind. We're not doing great with that either.
Yes, that social media is behind as well, but never mind. We'll catch up and then we'll have a plan of action and everything will be lovely jubbly. Have we had any messages, Connor?
No, Dad.
Okay then. Do you want to go through the spiel, Connor?
I will.
Go for it.
Okay, well, if you did want to send a message, you could do so on fatherandsundays.com, and you go to the contact us page, you can do it there, or you can email us at contact@fatherandsundays.com. But the website is a great place. It's got all the episodes available in there. It's also got other stuff. It's got the plus section if you want to listen to this podcast ad-free. Never sold that before, but, you know, I've decided to finally mention it.
Yeah,
it's there.
because I need the money. Yep.
Also, there's a shop if you really want to help fund Dad's car.
Yeah, I really need to get this car fixed, guys. I can't walk to work. It's too far.
How far is it?
It's about 18, 19 miles. I can't do that every day. And you got to think
You run
that's not just
marathons,
18, 19 miles. It's sort of 38 miles round trip plus the 12 miles of walking I do when I'm actually at work. So it's a lot for me to do every day.
It's an ultra marathon.
So if you could just buy a t-shirt or a hat or a hoodie or all three and some stickers and anything else that's available on the site, that would be absolutely marvellous.
Or just listen to this ad-free.
Or listen to this ad-free.
It's actually, do you know the price of that?
Go on.
Oh, I was hoping you would, because I don't. I might have to
Oh,
check.
how would I know? I don't know nothing.
You know nothing.
I know nothing.
Well, the price of it is actually a whole £2
per
month
month.
to listen ad-free.
And they will
Just
get
help support the
approximately
podcast.
4-5 episodes a month
Yeah.
if we're not ill.
It just helps keep
Do
it
we
going.
refund people if we're ill?
Nope.
No. Okay. Right.
But
So-
it just means you get the episode ad-free.
yeah, it does mean that as well. So, is there anything else you need to mention before we go?
Are we just selling everything today? Should we just sell all the other stuff? On the website as well, you may also notice there's a page called Charity.
Okay.
Or if you scroll down the page. That is because later on this year, I shall be doing the Skyscraper Challenge, the London Landmark Skyscraper Challenge, where I'll be running up 42 flights of stairs, running in quotation marks, 42 flights of stairs before abseiling down the side of a London skyscraper.
It looks awesome. I'm a little bit jealous. And
it's for Tommy's charity.
Wonderful
So if
charity.
you would like to donate to that, you can absolutely do that on our website, fatherandtonys.com.
This, I'd just like to make
charity page.
clear, this is none of
That
this
doesn't
is
fund the
funding
car.
my car.
That doesn't fund
Right,
the car.
this is purely to do with the charity Tommy's, which is a fantastic charity. I shall be going up and supporting you for that. I'm looking forward to it, and it's creeping ever closer, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, but the episodes are available on the website, or you can get them on your chosen podcast platform.
Okay, for that, it's all.
Oh, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like, follow, share.
Whoa. Okay then. Well, if that's all done, I'm just going to say.
Is it done?
Yes. Bye bye till next time.